what I don't have is the fucking file even ready to go.
Oh my god.
So have you been these past 2 weeks? That's fine. Save it for the show. That's fine. I didn't really care. Where the fuck is the thing? I'm so tired that I'm just gonna start it like as soon as I find it, basically.
That's fine.
Podcast. There we go. Here we go.
Yeah, a podcast.
Which one is it called? What? Yeah. Nah, for sure. It's got to download. Hold on. Hold on. There we go.
Does it actually?
It did.
Okay.
Bam! Dude. What's up? How have you been these past 2 weeks? That's my new joke. This is the lighting definitely isn't what we're usually doing,
I know,
right? It feels off.
Why did we create such a warm and cozy ambiance?
An aesthetic, a Tumblr, kind of a dream blog.
Yeah.
Kind of
like a cottagecore,
cottage
dark academia, kind of like.
Yeah.
Why did we? It's so sleepy.
What's that word that asshole like prick men use when they're like, "Oh, I'm attracted."
Sapiosexual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm that now. Yeah, I'm a fucking asshole. I'm only attracted to a book.
Yeah. If you go home with someone and they don't have books, don't sleep with them.
Yeah, if they wouldn't suck off Charles Dickens and they don't know Catcher in the Rye.
If they wouldn't let Charles get his Dickens.
Yeah. Something.
Then there's a great expectation that I'll be going home.
Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me do one. I need to know anything about literature.
Know a book. Yeah.
All right. Who wrote I don't know, Lord of the Flies?
I don't know, actually. I've not read Lord of the Flies.
It's a bad title to do this with. This is All the Space in Between. My name is Mitch, and I'm very sleepy.
And I'm Billy, and I'm a medium amount sleepy.
I'm so fucking tired.
You know what doesn't help? Is that we've lit this beautiful
Tumblr core aesthetic.
That. The look we've created, it doesn't help because it's so cozy and warm.
It's so nice.
But then also, we put this candle here for, again, ambiance, you know? To look pretty, but it's like a French baguette bread scented candle. That's also making me sleepy.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm hungry for bread.
I feel like I've eaten bread, and now the carbs are making me super sleepy.
Yes.
We didn't podcast last week.
Really?
It's true.
Oh.
Yeah, we didn't. This is our 2 weeks. We're now a 2-week podcast, but we didn't podcast last week, and I'd like to talk to people about what had happened because it's actually kind of a funny story.
And it's actually a very funny story to me.
The last time
a harrowing story for you.
Last time we podcasted, I was like, all right, feeling good, eating more. Yeah. Everything's going good. Stomach is going great. All of that's still true.
Yeah.
Everything is still going great, and I feel great. It's been even just cool walking around the house and hearing Johnny, my brother, just be like, your face is filling out. Your face is filling out. And I was like, thank you, man, thank you so much. And I was like, you get little hips, huh? These little hips are coming back. And I was like, all right,
giving you a pinch. Yeah.
Stop it.
It's enough.
Don't touch me. And yeah, so that's been good. So a day after that happened, that was Sunday we recorded, I guess.
Yep.
Monday, I'm like, oh, tweaked my back. That sucks. My back, I've had a bad back since I was young, since I was since
they made you bend over in the school gym.
Yeah. They were like, scoliosis check, and then they checked me and they were like, oof.
Scoliosis check?
Yeah. Oh.
A check, please.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, you should probably go speak to it. And I was like, I will. I'm going to talk to a doctor probably this weekend.
Yeah.
And I did. And he's like, you have scoliosis. Yeah. And that's really funny. And I was like, dang, that sucks.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Look at these hips." I was like, "Don't touch me." and
No one can stay away from these hips.
no one can stop with the little. That's why I ended up losing so much weight.
Pinching your little
I
love
wanted
handles.
people to stop pinching me. So it's just common that sometimes I'll like sit funny and I'll just be sitting in the computer chair for too long, and then I'll go and get up and I'm like, ooh, my hips are off. My hips are a little bit off. Damn, that sucks. And it's kind of funny, and you'll just like see them in the mirror and they're like kind of like way off, and then I'll do some stretches and I'll move them back. I'll do some yoga and then I'll feel okay. This time they were very off. And I was like, ooh, uh-oh. And
I was getting ready to go out. I was getting ready to go out to go to therapy, and I just heard from the bathroom just like, ah! And I was like, you good? And you were like, I tweaked my back getting onto the bed. It's fine. And it was just like a little tweak, and it's like, okay.
And
then
I could tell it started to tweak. This is so embarrassing. I can't even believe I'm saying it. I could tell it started to tweak the previous night when we were having sex. The previous night. I don't think I told you this.
You did.
Oh, I did tell you that. Okay. Yeah, I tell you everything.
I didn't think you were going to tell the podcast, I guess.
So
that my parents listened to.
They know we have sex, right? We were married.
I don't know.
Huh. I guess bleep that out. I don't think your mom knows we have sex. Yeah. But it was just after that I kind of started to feel, damn, the hips are a little bit off. Yeah. I could just feel that. Mm-hmm. I was just in a position that I didn't agree with or something.
And I had him upside down, strung from the ceiling. Yeah.
What is it called? Yeah. I'm all in ropes.
Yeah. It was kind of like an inverted cross shibari.
Yeah. Shibari. That's what okay. Anyway. Something happened and my hips started to feel weird. I'm like, it'll probably be gone by morning. Yeah. By morning, I could tell they're a little bit off, and I'm like, it'll probably be gone by that afternoon. Yeah. And then I go to sit on the bed, and I'm like, Jesus. And you're just, what? Like, my back. It just, God, that hurt.
Yeah. Fuck. I'm like, okay, you'll be fine, right? I can go out for 4 hours. And I went out for 4 hours, and I came back, and I was like, how are you? And you were like, I spent most of the time laying on the floor like a turtle who couldn't get off of his back. There was
at some point when you left that I was like just trying to stretch out my back more and more, and then it just started like it just hurt really bad. It started doing what I know now as a spasm. Yeah. I've never had a proper back spasm before. Mm-hmm. So when I felt that, I was like, and then I lay down on my back on the ground. I was like, maybe this will help. Maybe this will help. And I put my legs up on the bed and then anytime I tried to get up, I couldn't. I couldn't get up off the ground. I was like, this shit from like the movies. This shit. I'm on my back and I can't fucking get up. And on the TV in our room, what was playing was like an hour-long YouTube video about fucking ChatGPT. It was just whatever thing was playing next, and I couldn't get to a remote to say, please turn it off. So I had to just lay there for literally about a half hour. I'm laying there, and I'm just
watching it upside
down, listening, being like, yeah, that's fucking boring. And I did that until I was like, maybe I can reach the table. And I reached a table and got myself up. And then I got on the bed. Mm-hmm. And then I told you about it. We were laughing. I was like, my back is really screwed up. Yeah. Dang. Mm-hmm. And then we're just like hanging out that night. We're like talking to friends online. We're watching something with some friends online. And then right as soon as it started, boom.
As soon as it started,
full blown back spasms. Never had them before. Mm-hmm. And the amount of pain that I was in, the amount of instant, I can't even describe it. I immediately started begging you to help me. Well, please fucking help me.
It's crazy what the ego will do to protect itself, because actually the first thing that you did was grab me by the wrist and say, mute it.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were on mic. on Discord with
could
people.
People could hear. It was like, that's so funny. I don't remember doing that, but I do remember you muting it.
Yeah,
that's really funny.
I didn't know what was wrong. You just grabbed my wrist and started like borderline yelling at me to mute it.
For all you know, I had just shit myself or something. Mute it. I do remember immediately as soon as it started, I was like, I need this to stop right now.
Yeah,
I need this to stop
you knew
right
you were
now.
literally gonna start like
Howling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I muted it, and then you did start screaming.
I started just fucking losing it.
The amount that you were screaming, it's just crazy to me that you had the self-control to make me mute your mic first.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. I knew I was gonna like regress very soon. I knew that whatever was going to happen was going to involve me regressing very loudly into like kind of whatever I was before this.
Not just like regressing into a child, but kind of like devolving into like a
fully
caveman.
Neanderthal type help. Help. I've touched fire, and I need you to help me. So I start like begging you to help me in any way, because it is just and I'm like, lift my legs, no, put them down, no, lift me up, no, fuck, and I'm freaking out. Jonna, our roommate, they come to the door being like, are you good? Like what are you okay? And it already stopped at that point, and I was like, what the fuck?
Kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, it was my back, it's off, blah, blah, blah. And then my brother comes in, and he was just like, that's a back spasm, because he's had them before. Yeah. And he's just like, you've never had a back spasm before? I'm like, no. And he was like, oh, they're fucking awful.
Yeah.
And I was like,
looked
yeah,
like it.
I guess so.
It literally was like being with someone who was in labor. Just gripping my hands as hard as you could, staring me dead in the eyes with like such a look of horror.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And being like, move my legs up, put my legs down, move my back, lift me up, put me down flat.
Yeah, and the whole time, oh, it's getting worse. Oh, fuck, it's getting worse. So,
I wouldn't have been surprised if a fucking like xenomorph burst out of your chest at that moment.
At that point, that's what it is. And I would just be like, thank God.
It's out.
Yeah, that's what it was. But Johnny comes in and he sits there for a while. I'm afraid to move. I'm just kind of sitting up being like, Jesus, that was so bad. Yeah. I know I don't often take painkillers, but give me some. And then we'll just start. Okay. And people in the Discord, this isn't like my Discord either. I'm actually just like watching a thing with Jordan. This is like my longtime friend and stuff. Watching a thing with Brooke too.
And Amanda.
Yeah.
Just like a small group of close friends. Yeah.
They're all waiting, being like, is Mitch good? And we have to just be like, we're going to be right back. You guys can start the show. It's fine. It's blah, blah, blah. And I sat and I watched the show. And my back is in pain, but it's not like spasming. But the entire time I'm like, okay, like new fear definitely like unlocked fully in my brain. Like, what the fuck was that? Like that can come back. What was that? What the fuck was that? That was so bad. Yeah. That was like, no, that was so bad. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, because it's not even like you know, I don't know, it's not like you do something crazy and then you hurt lift something, or you do some crazy fucking acrobats, or you lift something that's super heavy.
That's what's scary, is that it feels like a muscle, like, the muscles in my back around my lower spine. It feels like when you pull a muscle or something, you can feel it start to, and then start going into it, and then right there, like, oh my God, I'm so fucked. Oh my God, what do I do?
But it's so scary because you're like, what did I do to trigger it?
Nothing.
I was literally sitting there.
Nothing.
Yeah.
My body I've learned a lot about them in that time, and now I know like why it happens. I know what it's trying to do. I know it's just like my dumb little body like trying to create a splint around what it thinks is like a hurt back, because it was like, well, a spine injury is like, really serious. So I better create this splint right here. And what it does to those muscles is such a contracting, awful pain. And oh my gosh, like it was bad. So I progressed through the night. I think I take a bath that night too. You were being so good throughout all the time my back was hurt, because just to not move through this story too slowly. I ended up being almost completely bedridden for a while.
Yeah.
For days.
Not being able to sleep because of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also not being able to leave the bed. Yeah.
And you were being, oh my gosh. I was telling you too. I was like, I know we've been married for like over a year now, but I feel like now we're married. Like now this is what being married feel like. You were making me dinner. You were going downstairs for me. You were, and that night actually is one of the worst instances of the back spasms that I had, because I was like really afraid to go to sleep. I was like, what if it happens? What if it happens? And I was sleeping and it was going okay. And then at 6 a.m, it just started happening again.
Yeah.
And it was the worst. I fell into what I now know is a pain cycle, because it happens. You feel all the pain. You tense up because of it. It happens again. You feel the pain. You tense up because of it. It grips. It lets go. It grips. It lets go. I thought I was stuck in it for about a half hour. You told me it was closer to about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I could see the clock. Yeah.
But I'm like I'm sweating in bed, being like, please let it why won't it stop?
10
like,
minutes is an eternity when you're in pain, though.
When it's just constantly the worst thing you've ever experienced. Yeah. It was bizarre. Like it was nuts. And since then I didn't sleep for like a couple days. I was taking painkillers, and I was seeing, what can I do to help this? Okay, so magnesium is supposed to help with cramping and spasms and blah blah blah. And in fact, when you're low on okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do these exercises. I did a few that helped me like immediately, instantly,
Yeah.
And I still do those just about every day. I learned why it happens, why the hips are out of line, what to do to strengthen them, and then I've even considered on top of that, if it, continues to be an issue where I'm feeling great now, but I do exercises every day to like strengthen that now, because before I was like, bad posture, it's kind of funny. My scoliosis, who cares? Sometimes my hips are out of line. Now knowing that's an option, that could happen, I'm like, no, I'm definitely sitting up properly in my office chair 100% of the time now. Jesus, that was so bad. You're even
better now.
Am I?
Yeah.
I think it's because I've been doing like the exercises and stuff, just to strengthen other parts. So that was last week, right?
Yeah.
That was last week.
So we didn't fucking podcast.
We didn't podcast. We didn't podcast because of that. So I had another like just weird Mitch experience.
Yeah, I was also I was meant to go see our friend Danny perform like a few hours away. I was going to drive up there with our roommate, and I was like, I actually can't leave Mitch for like a 3-hour drive. And then a 2-hour gig, and then a 3-hour drive. Like, I can't leave him for that long.
I need I need to grip someone's arm and say, please move my legs in case it happens again.
I need to move his legs. But although extremely painful and harrowing experience, it's always like not funny hee to me, but like funny, interesting in a kismet kind of way. That, I don't know, your CPT and your anxiety and stuff has come like so many leaps and bounds, but there's just like some little stuff that you were still like pretty avoidant about. Taking painkillers was one of them, or taking medication of any kind. You fucking got over that because you were in such crazy amounts of pain that you're just like, give me the fucking Tylenol. Whereas before, you very hesitant.
I would just be like, I could be in just really, really bad pain and just raw dogging like a toothache, you know, just an awful fucking abscess in my, and I'm just, no, my heart's like pounding super fast. I don't need it, even though it's fucking Tylenol. It would help so much.
But you were taking it like consistently for the whole week. Just little stuff like putting icy hot on your back. You don't always like the idea of that. You were just like, anything that might help. Fuck it.
I'm usually avoidant of stuff like that. I know you don't listen to my new podcast, because why would you? It's like I'm gonna fall asleep thing that I do, and I just like ramble for a half hour. But I talk about a lot of this on the latest one I did, about these sort of parallels between that, what I was experiencing, and kind of drawing some good out of it.
Well, the last one, that I was gonna say, the three things, was that even before we moved, so this was like last year sometime, you were like, oh, I think I should try some magnesium supplement for my anxiety.
For my anxiety, yeah.
Some Calm drink, they call it. The brand is called Calm, and it's like a flavored magnesium supplement drink.
Yeah.
And we bought it, and we never even opened it. Not, but I don't think you were particularly like scared of it. We just kind of didn't get around to it.
I wasn't straight up scared of it, but I definitely was being avoidant.
Yeah.
I was just being like, I mean, I'll do it tomorrow.
I'll do it at some point.
Yeah.
And then we didn't do it to the point where like it moved with us and is still in. It was still in our kitchen, like with the seal still on it.
Yeah.
And then you read that magnesium can help with muscle spasms, and you were like,
give it to me.
Do we have any magnesium? I was like, we have a full-on open thing of Calm.
And I was like, oh, word.
You're
yeah,
like,
let's fucking do it.
And then you've been drinking that most days as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And been feeling pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been feeling okay.
But it's just, I don't know, it's so interesting to me that the thing that would help muscle spasms would be the thing that has been in our cupboard for
that I was supposed to take for my anxiety. Yeah. It is cosmic and weird. I always feel almost pushed toward stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you wanna know how I really feel about it, you should listen to
yes.
The episode's called Swim. And of my new podcast, we talked about it last time, Pull Away Slow, Impossible Burden. And I wanted to just say thank you to the people. I know I announced it last time, then we disappeared for a week, but I've gotten like so many messages and the plays like shot up, and of the people that listen to this podcast and then went to go give it a shot, and then it like messaged me on Instagram about it or something, and it just had really nice things to say about it. And it's cool because it's like one of my favorite things I'm like currently doing is that.
Yeah.
At least of the more like creative things that I'm doing. I'm like, that's such a cool idea. And it's like recorded all on cassette, and it just sounds really beautiful, and it just is, it's cool.
Yeah.
I love it. And I love that people aren't immediately like, oh, this is like really corny and this shit sucks. I mean, there probably are thinking that, but they're not telling me that.
Telling you.
So thank you for not telling me that, but instead telling me that you like it.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's good. I should be having the magnesium now, but
it would have been a good. You got 3 episodes of it up now.
3 episodes currently. Yeah. And it's not something that I even like want to do once a week, but I almost kind of want to do even more than that because of just how quick it is. It's a half-hour tape that I just record, and then I do no editing after the fact.
Yeah. You just upload it.
That's the audio from the cassette. It rules, man. It's so fucking cool.
That's very cool.
I love it. So if you haven't checked it out yet, Pull Away Slow, Impossible Burden on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you go to my website, flatsound.org, and just go into the works page, you can link to it from there. It's really neat.
Gorgeous.
It's really fun and cool. So Hurt My Back. Pull Away Slow. Thank you.
Thank you.
What did I also want to talk? Oh yeah, it's been a day.
It's been very busy.
Yeah, it's been so busy. I'm so tired.
I know.
I'm just so fucking tired, but we've been really, really productive. I've been wanting to do this for quite a while, and I did it today, or at least I announced it, and people can sign up or submit to it. But I started an official Flat Sound street team.
Yeah.
And baby. I've been wanting to do that for like so long. But I want to do it like properly, and not just say, hey, here's some stickers, go crazy, you know. I did do that in the past. Even I posted on Twitter, hey, who's willing to help, blah blah blah, and we had a map, and we set up people from here, people were there, and then we sent out these little stickers, and it helped. But I want to do something like so much more involved than that. An honest to goodness street team.
Yeah.
So Brooke and I worked on the page today, and how the form would work, and put up the web page, and sent out the email about it, and posted about it in the Discords. I haven't yet even posted about it on social media.
No.
But just from the Discords and the email, oh gosh, we read through like over 100 submissions already.
Yeah.
And
a crazy amount.
So many. And it's so hard not to just be like, yes, dude, thank you so much for wanting to. Yes. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. We're like looking at age and location and how long the person's been listening and what they do and blah. So if you want to be a part of that, you go to flatsound.org/street-team and check it out. I'm probably going to link it
in the description. Yeah,
I'll link it in the description here so you can just click it. So
the
street team.
It's actually nuts. Like you posted about it, and then I came in like maybe 10 minutes later to help you start reading through the submissions, and like we couldn't get through like one email without the computer being like boom.
Yeah.
It's really stunning that so many people wanted to be a part of something like a street team. Surprising to me that some people didn't know what a street team was.
Yeah, that's really surprising to me. I was just gonna.
That shows our age. I don't know.
I was just gonna say it shows our age and stuff, but people Max didn't know what it was.
That's
and
true.
He's like 27, right?
That's true.
But I that was like so shocking to me because I'm like, you couldn't not hear about that if you were on MySpace. Like if you were on, if you liked an artist on MySpace, you would like in the 2000s, and the street teams were fucking everything.
Huge part of MySpace music culture.
Yeah. They were everything. And I always wanted to start like an official one.
Did people over here, we used to put like the square brackets like at the end of our names, and it would like list the kind of street teams that you were in.
We must have.
Like put
I think
like
that,
initials of them.
That
Obviously most
sounds
people
familiar.
I followed were like MC Army.
Yeah.
There were other ones as well. There was I don't really know anyone who was in ones for like big bands that were on labels, but just like local London. But like a couple of people were on one for like Enter Shikari way back in the day, Hell Is for Heroes, Funeral for a Friend, like UK based bands, you know. And you just basically back then you just get stickers and you'd give out stickers and then you'd post like MySpace bulletins about it.
Yeah.
The online and IRL sphere is a bit different now, I guess, but that's kind of the vibe we're going for.
It is the vibe we're going for, but we also have to like consider the fact that like so much has changed in that time, so you can't just give everybody flyers and stickers and say, okay, go ahead and hit the streets. You know, so much of street team stuff today is digital, you know. It's but I still want to incorporate a good amount of organic person to person, or at least in person, or seeing stuff in the wild regarding Flat Sound.
Street team, more like tweet stream.
Yeah, or like, hey, sweet meme. And it's a nice little Flat Sound meme that you, I don't know, share it on TikTok or some shit. God, I'm good at rhyming.
You are. That was quick.
Thank
that was
you.
So quick.
But we do want to incorporate some like in-person stuff.
Yeah.
And we're organizing like everything. We're really trying to like go super hard with this.
Things are, I mean, I don't want to take over your pitch, but like, you know, stickers are kind of a given. You mentioned like zines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, if you're someone who, I don't know, works in or volunteers at or just frequents places like, you know, local gig venues, cool indie bookshops, libraries, even if you got a cool one, record stores especially, like, you know, cool fucking coffee shops where you think that you could just be like, hey, can I leave just a stack of like free mini zines here, or can I leave just a stack of fucking little flyers here that people can take away for free? Then please fill out the form, because it could be immeasurably helpful. Mitch does like everything to do with Flat Sound completely himself. Like, you know, you don't have a label, you don't have a publicist or an agent.
Nope. Never been in Pitchfork or any other big music thing like that. To the point where I could go on forever about it. So I won't, but never been in that. Or anything like it. I've had Wikipedia pages written by fans that were detailed and
Yeah.
great and blah blah blah. They get taken away by Wikipedia because
Just this month, I think
just this month.
someone who writes Wikipedia articles like consistently as a contributor was like, "Hey, I noticed Flat Sound doesn't have one." Wrote a great one, then was like, "Damn,
They
there's
won't
not
let
enough
me.
sources because
Yeah.
you don't have any pieces in."
Uh-uh.
There's like one magazine piece, and they need like more than that.
Right.
But yeah, there's no big publicity machine running Flat Sound. You know,
There, you would be so shocked at how much of the music industry, how much of anything, how much of entertainment,
yeah,
right, is just pretending, is just the illusion of success, is just this person writes about this thing because we told them to, or we pitched it to them, and they did this thing, and blah blah blah. It's just helping to it helps illustrate that illusion. And I've never particularly wanted that because I know so many people. I know so many people who are in these things, who do have the pages, who do have the blue check mark, who do have everything, and they don't have anything else. They don't have a fucking living. They're not paying the salary of their partner and their sibling. They're not like I wanted none of that, but I wanted to make a living off this. I wanted to do art. I wanted to
and you want Flat Sound to like reach people,
and to have an organic like growth, and there was nothing organic about all these other things. Like, great, okay, you were in this, but how many? I don't know. I don't want to be corny and be like, I wanted to change people's lives, because I didn't. I wanted to connect with people.
Yeah.
And I feel like you get less and less in that of that the more you do the other thing. So that has worked against me a lot, but I think what I've gained in that has been really special, and it's been really unique. And it's been honestly really touching to, like, you know, we read through 100 submissions, and my eyes are burning, and my voice is all raspy, you know, and I'm just another person. But it's bizarre how many people are like, all right, so I've been listening for 12 years now. And I first found, or like, yeah, I've been listening for, God, it's been a decade at this point. Your music changed my life. I'm this age now, and I work at blah 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 blah. But fuck, when you were on Tumblr and you when you released Sleep, we used to listen to it on cassette, and I'm just like, I'm still doing this shit, huh? Like, that's crazy. That's nuts. Okay, let's start going a little bit harder. And let's start to actually do more with it instead of just kind of coast by.
Yeah.
Which is what I've admittedly been doing for a while. I can go way harder on merch. I can go way harder on, like, all I think about now is, like, I want to record. I want to sit down and put my nose down and really focus on this fucking album. I want to do that stuff. And now that things are actually settling and things are going good, and now that I'm able to, I'm like, okay, let's do the Street Team 2, and let's get everything kind of happening at once there, and let's see what can come of it, because it's just, Flat Sound does feel special to me. It does feel like I'm doing something that whatever it is, it feels like I need to be doing it. And now especially, I'm like, okay, let's really, let's put our heads together, and let's see if we can reach more people.
Yes, definitely. Because it's not that, like, I think you've said, I don't know if you said this on the podcast before or just to me, but you're like, you know, it's not that, you know, people, you know, a lot of people have heard Flat Sound and they didn't care for it. It's like, most people who hear Flat Sound like it, but in the grand scheme of things,
not a lot of people have heard it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, a lot of people, depends what your comparison is, but, you know,
tons of people have heard it, but it's never had a proper, like, promotional run.
No.
It's never been, like, pushed heavily through like a third, like, it's never been on fucking radio, that's for sure. It's never been in Pitchfork. It's never been written about in these bigger publications. It's never been put out in front of a ton of people. And the thing that excites me the most is the idea that for a long time, I've just done things in the most honest, genuine, like, person to person way that I can. And the art I've created over the years has resonated with people I know people like it. I know it's something that people like, and I mean really like, and I mean tattooed on their body like, and I mean fanatical like, and I mean like, you know, really completely lose themselves and love this shit, really, really love this shit, which means a lot because I love this shit. It's my whole life, you know? So it's already proven it has the ability to have that effect on people. Now, what if more people heard it?
Yeah.
And that's an untapped thing. That's an incredibly untapped.
Yeah.
So that, it just, I mean, it blows my mind, you know? Like, so can we do that with the street team? Hopefully. And we would love your help with that. If you're someone
also get some special
exclusive shit. Of course you're going to get some exclusive shit.
You're going to get some cool exclusive shit that
we're investing some money.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can, because I definitely didn't want to, you know, there's like the digital stuff, obviously. Hey, you can do this and you can do X, Y, and Z. There's a certain way that I want people to post so it doesn't just look like an unboxing of a new thing. That would be super lame to me, you know? But I also definitely don't want to like be like, here's the new flyer design. Fuck it, print it from home. You spend the money, or you go to Kinko's and then you print it and then you hand it out. No, every person a part of this gets the flyers they're going to hand out already printed.
Yeah.
By us, we're paying for everything. You don't got to pay for fucking anything. But if you do want to help out and be a part of it in some way, we would just we would
and
really
if
appreciate
you're
it.
someone who goes to places that you could do that kind of thing anyway, if you're someone who posts about that kind of thing anyway, or someone who talks about flat sound a lot anyway, then you know, it's got to fit in with the flow of what you do. You'll get some cool shit. It's good. Yeah,
it is good. If you're already talking about flat sound, you know, because a lot of the people are just like, bro, I'm doing this shit anyway.
Yeah,
I'm already doing this shit. Like, just and you know, these people want to be more proactive with it, and that rules. So if you're one of those people, check out the link.
Say where it is.
I don't want to say it's in the doobly doo.
Yeah,
is that what you wanted me to say?
Yeah, that's what
so
I wanted
stupid.
you to say. Yeah,
I could tell. Check it out. Check it out. People were about to click and they're, oh no.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm
that
not
was
going
a
to
stupid
the
joke.
doobly-doo.
Yeah. Nah, you can't find me in the doobly doo. Yeah. Miss me in the doobly doo.
Do you want to read some emails?
Do we have time?
We're so close to not having time, but should we do
we gotta get to
one
like at
email
least
minimum?
We had that, so we have two. One of them is like longer and we can give some actual to it, or the other one is like shorter and more was like a, I feel like we should do the longer one because we only have time for that one, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall I read it?
I could read it, but I'm like,
sleepy.
I'm on the cusp of not being able to read at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could try though. It might be fun.
No, I'm gonna read it. All right, this one has no subject. Oh, fucking hell.
You know what?
You know what? It's been nice, everyone, but
yeah, my Zoom recorder actually.
The vibes have just turned rancid.
Yeah, it's cracked in half. Yeah.
The vibes have just tipped over the edge into rancid.
Shit. That's not gonna bode well.
Okay, this email has no subject, but it goes like this. Hello, Billy and Mitch. I hope you both are doing amazing. For a long time now, I have felt as though I'm not who I want to be, if that makes any sense at all. I don't feel like myself or physically look like how I want to. There's so many things I want to do, like getting new piercings, dyeing my hair, properly learning guitar, going outside more and working on myself mentally, etc, etc. However, it feels too overwhelming to know how to start doing or getting any of these things done. I want to be able to properly go outside and live life, but I've been cooped up in my room for so long to know how to get out, and every day feels the same as it has the same schedule and there's nothing else to it. At this point, I am waiting for something to spark so I can finally get the motivation to do all these things, but I don't actually know how to light that spark myself. If there's any advice on how to do it, that would be majorly appreciated. To end this email, I just want to thank you both so much for what you do. I recently have been feeling down after having a tough breakup, and listening to this podcast has been bringing a smile back to my face and made me laugh so much. Mitch, your music has helped me through some of the hardest times in my life, and I'm so happy that I found Flat Sound, because without it, I wouldn't have stumbled across this podcast. And Billy, your work is so beautiful and unique, and because of it, I someday hope to get into photography. Also, will you anytime soon be restocking the sleep merch? Thank you again. Loved by me. This person's name.
Cute.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move backwards in it.
Yeah.
Sleep merch. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just, yeah. Yes.
It's 11:11, honey.
Oh my god.
Make a wish.
We gotta go.
I wish for more sleep.
Poof. Holy shit.
Oh
I'm
my
wearing
God.
an out of print sleep shirt right now.
You are.
This is the like dark gray one.
My
that we did.
favorite one ever.
Yeah. The black on dark gray is cool. I like it a lot. We wanted to do a blackout shirt where it was like a black print on a black shirt, but then the printing company was like, "Hey, dummy! Like we do, you do all
Water-based
eco-friendly water-based thing, so it doesn't sit on top of the shirt. It would just look like a black shirt." And I was like, "Yeah, I can't believe I sent that email. Like I know how the print feels. Like that's like the whole reason that I work with you guys." So yeah, sleep shirt. Yeah, it's been a while since we've just done like a normal black sleep shirt. I think I want to just bring that back. Like discharge, eco-friend. What?
Boring.
It's not boring.
Oh.
I think it's cool. I love wearing my black sleep shirt with just the eco-friendly like water-based discharge on it. So it's like a little bit like cream colored, like off-white. It's nice. So fucking, and you can't even feel it on the thing. It's so sick. It's so cool.
All right. Rest of the question.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Let me think. They were like, how do I become myself?
Basically, yeah. It seems like it's a mix of a few things, which is like wanting to look different physically, wanting to go out more, and wanting to work on like new hobbies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. It's a lack of motivation.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Oops. No, I solved it. I think it's a lack of motivation. Yeah. It's just, for me, it's like a lack of listening.
Oh my god. They said at this point, I am waiting for something to spark so I can finally get the motivation to do these things, but I don't know how to light that spark myself.
Start a street team.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Terrible advice.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, there was definitely a time. I feel very myself now, but I'm also 30 fucking 2.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the leading up to this point was just like me looking in the mirror going like, no, fuck, what was that? So that's not me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fuck.
That was fucking weird. Yeah. But yeah, you sort of like, we're all like a culmination of like our friends, and then the music that we listen to and the things that we find funny. We're all what is this constant clicking? Are you doing that?
Yes, I am hearing it.
I feel like you're doing it somehow.
Oh my god.
Like this is somehow
it's
you
not,
issue.
Oh my god.
I wonder if that's gonna come up on the thing. But being younger, I think that's sort of like the biggest problem here.
I mean, we don't know that they're younger.
Oh yeah, we don't know. This person's 43.
You're making, well, they might be around our age,
Huh.
We don't know.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that as I progress further through life, it becomes easier for me to let go and to just be like, this is what I'm into, this is what I like, blah, blah, whatever. And I'm accepting a lot of it's like very boring, but you kind of find yourself in that. You're like, I love these patterns, I love these things. It sounds like this person is more like they have an image kind of what they want. They're the piercings and the hair dye and the blah, 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 but they're just kind of not doing it.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was I said like I was gonna keep talking. I was actually just reading a text.
Just checking your text.
Yeah.
I know this feeling pretty well. I think I feel more kind of stable in my self-identity than I used to. But I still have my moments, and I'm someone who's kind of fluctuated a lot between kind of not really knowing what I'm going for until eventually you just kind of like, you try out this version, you throw away 90% of it, you try out another version, you throw away 90% of it until you've kept little bits of all of them, and then you're like, oh look, I've collected a whole personality along the way.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's a gradual thing for me, I think. But I still have my moments. Even like as recently as like this year, like I'll just catch myself being like, I wish I was like one of those cool androgynous goth people, which is stupid because I know I'm already a cool androgynous goth person.
I was gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But specifically one of the ones who has like slightly more piercings and bleached eyebrows, and I was like, So eyebrow bleach is
bleach
like
your
$8.
eyebrows, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
you did, and it looked so
I did, and I will
fucking
again. They've
cool.
grown out, so I drew them back on because they're at like a half stage at the moment. But
Yeah.
I will do it again.
They're kind of just like frosted tips.
Yes.
At the end of your eyebrows currently,
No
yeah.
one talks about the eyebrow bleach regrowth, I feel like, enough. Yeah.
It's a bit
awkward.
It's a bit in the middle, yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of looks stubbly for a little while. But even in regards to interests and stuff, or like, well, you know, I get it. But I think the answer is kind of twofold. The first one is going to be an annoying answer. But it's kind of that, you know, wisdom of being like, you know, you got to stop waiting till external factor kicks in.
Yeah.
To feel good. Like, you got to stop being like, when I do this thing, then I'll finally feel good. When I look like this, then I'll finally be who I want to be.
That's
you know?
something I fall into so hard, though.
Everyone does. Everyone does, absolutely. And I'm not saying that I don't do that, but it's just helpful to think about, like, okay, that is actually unrealistic. Like, when I dye my hair, will it be fun? Yes. Will it solve my identity crisis? No. Trust me, I've done every single fucking color.
Right.
It won't. You know, when you finally get the job you wanted, will it feel satisfying? Will you feel accomplished? Yes. Will it, you know, will you still have kind of everyday day-to-day stresses? Yes. You know, so you can't just wait till be like, oh, but I don't have all these things, and that's the reason I don't feel good with myself. Like, you know, the healthiest and best thing to do would be to try and get into some mindfulness, get into some self-acceptance, and think, like, what do I like about myself in this moment here in the state that I'm
Oh boy, this is great
in?
advice. Yeah.
It's really good advice that someone, well, a few other people have given to me that really helped me. I'm not like coming across like I didn't fucking invent this idea, obviously.
You're so smart.
You know, I'm lucky enough to have had a couple of good therapists and also be surrounded by a lot of Buddhists for a lot of my life. So
it's that damn mindfulness you're always going on about that really gives it away.
You know, it's really, really fucking helpful, especially if you're someone who is self-critical, has low self-esteem, has identity issues, which I am all three, to kind of sit there and be like, what do I like about myself in this moment? You know, because there's something. You can find something, even if you're dissatisfied with a lot of it. And then be like, what can I do right now that is nice for myself? Or that gets me just a little bit closer to that thing that I want, you know? And, you know, it could be something as easy as just, you know, running yourself a nice bath, or it could be something that helps you towards those things, such as ordering the hair dye, you know?
Yeah.
But to get less philosophical and more like practical, I love to make a list, right?
You're a list person.
I'm a list person. I would list out the things that I want to do within whatever time frame.
You took even just my whiteboard that was in the closet today.
Yeah.
You were like, you're not using this, right? And I was like, nah, since it's in my closet, I don't want to fuck with it.
Yeah.
And you're like, can I use it? And I was like, yeah, of course you can. And then within like an hour, you sent me a picture of it up on the wall. So it's already installed.
Yeah.
It's on the wall, and it's full of just like, it's a list that goes into different lists that have little like things stuck to it. Is it color coded?
Yes, it is.
That's what it's color coded.
Kanban board or a Kanban. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've only read it online.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's
but
neat.
Here's what I would do if you're stuck in a rut, right? And this is more therapist advice from my first therapist who I loved. Make a list of the things that you want to get done, and then order them. Don't make it too long. Keep it to maybe like 10 things, okay? You know, bleach hair, dye hair, get this piercing, learn this thing, go to this place, go to this other place, you know? Rate them say you do 10, rate them from 1 to 10 on what is the easiest one and what's the hardest one.
You
And
could
then
be taking notes.
reorder them.
This is some really great advice.
It's good advice from Amrit. Reorder them from easiest to hardest, or quickest to longest thing. And I would say probably easiest from this person's list of things that they gave an example of is hair dye. That one's pretty quick and it's pretty cheap, right? Getting a piercing. You got to go somewhere to do it and you got to spend some money. But it is instant and you only got to do it one time and then you got a piercing, right? You know, so those two things, you'd be like a third of the way through your list. You might be feeling more like yourself and you could get those done probably this week, you know?
Wow.
If you wanted to.
Is there a concern? I'm so sorry if I cut you off. Is there sort of a concern that you're talking too much? No, I'm kidding. That you're.
This is you.
Is there a concern for if I were to do? Maybe this person is thinking, or this could just be a me thing. If I think if I'm moving towards something that's like hair dye, piercings, new me, new self, let's go. There is an insecurity that lives inside me that says, I got to do this kind of without people noticing. I need to, obviously a new hair color is like, wow, it looks great on you. And then you do a piercing and then you whatever. If you do it kind of all at once, my fear is always that I am then wearing this new version of myself like a costume. And maybe I'm projecting. I'm a little bit guilty myself when somebody goes from boom and then suddenly super alt all at once for when they've gone so long before, which is not fair of me at all. It's not. But I'm always just like, where did that come from?
I think it depends on
where did that come from?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I think it depends on the person's intent.
Totally.
Like, you know, to take a kind of there are for sure people who just kind of, and I'm, you know, sometimes I've done it a little bit too. You know, you see someone that you really like the look of and you're like, I want to be that now, you know?
Yeah.
But
this is also like, you know, this is coming from me who hasn't fucking changed since fucking, I just give myself the same fucking haircut. It just gets longer and then I cut it. Yeah. And then, you know, a lot of that was the agoraphobia, you know, because obviously we've seen my high school pictures and stuff. But I'm almost kind of glad that didn't like continue progressing in the way that it did. 'Cause I do like the version of myself now. I'm so used to it. But like, don't take it from me. Like I've toned down so much of who I am and and it's not only because you know, a lot of that was the agoraphobia and was the like, well, what's the fucking point of getting, like, first of all, who am I going to get to, I can't go to a shop. I can't go, you know, to get these things. And then I sort of went, you know, all of those years I would have been doing those things. I was stuck inside. Yeah. So yeah, maybe, you know, don't take it from me. I've looked the same for at least a decade, you know. I'm only just getting more tired, but I still just look like Mitch, you know? Nothing dramatically has changed. I don't just like, oh yeah, oh wow, the guy from Flatline has like, I don't know, really long hair and glasses and I was like, no.
He's the same.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow he's not developed a single wrinkle.
Never really clean shaven either. Yeah. I'm always just a little bit scruffy and have this haircut. Yeah. And then soon, I guess I'll just get crow's feet. Yeah. And then that'll just be me aging. I found a little gray in my beard recently.
I found a gray in your beard.
We found a little gray in my beard recently. That was dope.
Yeah.
So maybe we could look forward to that. You know? Maybe we can just look forward to some of that. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. People could just do what the fuck they want.
There's a point where you considered getting a piercing.
Totally.
Still might.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
I think it looked great on me.
It would.
But it's just kind of like, well, I'm honestly pretty against it now that I see you and Brooke and how many times these fucking things reject from your guys' body. It could be like, seriously, 5 months after the piercing and it's still all fucking red and you guys are just soaking it. And,
yeah, piercings take about a year to like properly settle down.
Yeah, I'm good on it,
They take a
actually.
long time.
I think I do a good job taking care of a piercing though, because I'm like really afraid of stuff like
It's
that.
true. Yeah, I'm a slob.
Yeah,
So,
I would probably always keep it super clean.
yeah.
Kind of want to get my.
But
This is not
okay.
about me. Sorry.
I wanted to come back to your point of being like, oh, they're just kind of trying this on like a costume, maybe. I think if someone is trying it on like a costume, they'll take that off. Like, it won't last very long. They'll be one of the people who's like, I was in my emo phase, blah, blah, blah. But to compare it to something, you know, it's not the same, but it's kind of in the realm of changing your appearance and stuff, you know, I think of people who have wanted to like experiment with like their gender presentation for a long time, and they just feel like, I can't fucking do that. I can't fucking do that. Of course I can't fucking do that.
That's interesting.
You know?
That's interesting.
And then eventually something just pushes you over the precipice where you're like, I've got to fucking do that.
Yeah, and they should do that.
And sometimes it is very
people should
sudden.
do that.
Sometimes people, you know, go through the kind of, you know, she, her, to she, they, to they, them, to they, he, to he, him pipeline, or vice versa. You know, sometimes they go through a long transient thing of getting like slightly more, but sometimes people are just like, you know what, fuck it. No, this is who I am now.
Yeah.
This is who I've been on, like, to myself on the inside for a long time.
Yeah,
and
I'm only just now.
Yeah, and only now I'm deciding to change it externally.
And that does rule.
You know?
And you know, going back to what I said, even, you know, like, I don't know, that reframed the entire thing for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Like, even if we're not talking about all that, and we are just talking about somebody like looking and dressing and being a little bit alt, I have residual sort of feelings about that, I guess, from being in fucking high school, but who cares? That's for me to fucking internalize, right? The truth is, if anybody that I know ever, it doesn't matter who they are, turns around tomorrow and says, I am this now, and it includes fucking anything that's harmless, you know, fucking anything. Now they're wearing eyeliner, and now, like they dyed their hair, and now they, what's so bad about that? Yeah. That rules. I mean, I obviously think it rules, but I mean, what's the harm in anybody doing it?
Yeah.
I guess the thing though is that I inherently feel like when the wrong person does it, and I'll say the wrong person, right? It'll be things that are alternative have always kind of represented like a subgenre, subculture. And then we can't deny the fact that they've become popular now. We have Machine Gun Kelly exists, you know?
Yeah.
We have every single person I talk to that I would have fucking scoffed at. Or how about people who used to, you know, they were the type of people that would have fucking, they would have been one of the people that kicked my ass in high school, because I got my ass kicked a lot in high school. And now they're wearing nail polish. And how do I feel about that? I don't know. But I'm putting all of that aside and just say, let's just assume the person's fucking good and cool, right? Then who gives a fuck? Then who cares about literally fucking anything? If you feel like it's your true self, go for it. If you feel that it is who you are, then go for it. It might feel super fucking liberating and super good and super cool, and it might actually be who you are, and you won't know until you try it.
You won't know. And also, it might end up being one of those things where you're like, throw in a good 85% of that thing away, but you pick something up, you keep the piercing or something, you know? But yeah, no, if, you know, it's twofold, because A, there's nothing wrong with the way that you are, but B, some of the things that you want to be are very attainable, and you can attain them, you know, so you should make some steps towards that. And I don't know, it's always very motivating to me when I start off with a list of 10 things and I can get 2 of them crossed out in a week. I'm like, oh my god, I'm a fifth of the way through the list of things.
Right, yeah.
You know? And it feels good to see that. Henry's scratching at the door so
I wish
much.
that was Henry. That's Spoon.
Oh my god.
It's Spoon. He wants to be in here real bad.
Should I let him in?
That might be funny to have a spoon on camera, but he's going to make you sneeze, though, so maybe not.
What the fuck was I saying? Before Spoon at the door.
You might keep, like, some of it, but throw away most of it.
Oh, fuck knows. I was probably finished anyway.
Boy.
Sorry if you were hanging on my every... See, you can rewind it and be like, oh, you were saying exactly this, but I can't rewind it now because we're recording it. So, sorry, that thought's gone.
That's fine. It's okay.
Thanks, Spoon. But I think I made some good points.
I think you made some great points.
Yeah.
You made some really good points.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the shirt I wore when we got married?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's your marriage shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just pulled that out of the closet.
Yeah, I hung it up kind of recently.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. Thank you for hanging it up.
Yeah.
Hee.
I like that we both got married and stuff that we can wear again sometimes.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
And I don't have it buttoned up or any... Anyway, this has been all the space in between. My name is Mitch.
My name is Billy. Thank you very much for listening to this episode. I'm sorry we took a week off. I've enjoyed being back, though.
Yeah, you were saying something before where you're like, when we podcast every week, we're always like, motherfuck, is it Sunday again? Jesus Christ, we just did a goddamn episode. Fuck, and it's all just for some... This is just a shit and piss stupid ass podcast anyway. Like, why, who cares? Yeah, he's being so loud at the door. What do you want?
What the hell do you want?
It's Spoon, isn't it?
Yes, of course it's Spoon.
He walked in here. Let's see what he does.
I thought it was Henry because he's so goddamn heavy.
No, Spoon does this. This is Jonna's cat.
Jonna's cat. Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on. I want to see what the hell he does. What's good? What's good?
What did you want so badly?
Come here. Come up here.
That you are pounding at the door.
He wants to be in his spot and you're in it.
This is my spot.
Well, it's his spot like all throughout the week. He wants to be in it.
I know.
Come on. Oh, shit. We have Spoon on the fucking
show.
Podcast. That is so
He's just
fucking
showing
cool.
His butthole to everyone.
Hell yeah,
Sorry,
dude. Let it out. Pull a Steve-O. Why not?
Pull a Steve-O at the gathering.
Yeah. Show your butthole, man. Who cares?
Hi.
He's so big and good.
I'm looking after him tonight.
Every time I see Spoon in the hall, I'm always just like, time to grab your armpits. And I grab him from under his armpits and what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, you were like, it just feels like every time we have a podcast once a week, we're like, holy shit, I can't believe it. But then when we take 1 week off, we're like, I haven't podcasted in a year.
In a year.
Yeah.
It's been 47 years.
It's been so fucking long.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm excited to get back to once a week with this shit. Thank you guys so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show and you think other people might also enjoy the show, then please tell them about the show wherever where podcasts are found. Mm-hmm. That is Spotify and Apple Podcasts and we also have a website, and our website is
allthespaceinbetween.com. If you have an email you'd like us to read, our email address is
allthespaceinbetween@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
I threw that like a curveball.
I did, because I feel like we've got better things to plug. Again, if you want to join the street team for Flat Sound, the link is in the doobly-doo.
Oh, stop it.
flatsound.org/street-team.
Very good.
And episode 3 of Mitch's other podcast is also out.
Yeah.
Pull Away Slow Impossible Burger.
Stop it. Have we talked about that yet?
Yeah.
I think it's super funny. Pull Away Slow Impossible Burger. And I'm like, don't. I just made this and I'm so happy with it. And now that's all I'm going to be thinking about. Thank you guys so much for listening. New episodes every Monday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.